Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are in Zurich and we have the big honor and pleasure to interview now Klondex. Minds, you are well aware of this mid-tier gold producer out of Nevada. And with me here is Paul Huet, actually the founder and the CEO of the company. Paul, welcome.
Thanks, Johan. It's good to see you again.
It's exactly, I think, 1 year ago when we have met here in Zurich, and a lot of good things happened with the company. So maybe you shortly elaborate, like the last 6 to 9 months. What have you done?
Sure. Thank you, Johan. Over the last 6 to 9 months, the most important thing that has happened is the acquisition of Hollister. We made this acquisition in the fourth quarter of 2016. This is something that strategically we've been trying to accomplish since I actually joined Klondex back in 2012. The consolidation of Hollister, Midas, and Fire Creek has always been something that we've been trying to do using that one central mill at Midas. So this has been a key thing that we've been trying to accomplish for a long time. We're very happy that it's successfully done. Now it's about execution, like in any other case. So for us, execution is key, and getting Hollister and getting a feasibility and a resource out there is really important for us.
Great, fantastic. Maybe you can comment a little bit, first of all, on your share price. That's the one side, but I would also have a comment, let's say, on your numbers, of course.
Sure, thank you. The share price has recently hit some more headwind than we've normally been accustomed to. There are several reasons, I think. First, we announced the change of IFRS to US GAAP, which was a major change in the financials, which created a bit of confusion, I'd say.
But what was the reason for that?
We had to do that because of our share ownership. Once a year, we have to take a test in June, and it allows us to see how much shares are owned by US shareholders. And last year, in 2016, our shareholdership exceeded 50% in the US. So as a result of that, we had to convert from IFRS to US GAAP. This wasn't something we wanted to do, I can assure you of. This is something we were mandated to do. So, and you know, Johan, we actually announced it coming out a week later, which created a bit of uncertainty, if I could say. So,
some people thought something is wrong maybe, but it's not, definitely.
Exactly. Fundamentally, the company is in great shape. It's as good as it ever has been. The exploration has never been more positive at all our sites. I could list them one at a time. Fire Creek, we're excited about what the future is there. You know, we're producing 100,000 ounces a year at very high grades. But more recently, we've looked at reassessing Fire Creek and could we be mining in a different position? And potentially we could. Like, when you consider where we're located, 18 miles south of us is one of the greatest open pit deposits in the world, run by Barrick, 1 million ounces a year. That's just south of us. To the north of us was a great operation by Newmont, Mule Canyon. It ran about 3.8 gram per ton, one of the highest grade open pits you'd see in Nevada. So our location is a good area to test for open pits. We're going to be looking at it. We're not saying we're going to be open pitting. What we are saying is we're in great elephant country hunting for it. So we're excited about that.
Yeah, so let's put it that way. You are evaluating future options.
Exactly. What we're looking at is continuing to mine at the current rate, continuing to generate free cash flow, but assessing and evaluating, do we have 1 or 2 more portals underground, or do we look at potentially mining this in a different shape? So we're quite excited about that. More recently, we just announced a new resource update in Canada at our True North operation. So we announced a 32% increase in measured and indicated and a 45% in inferred with a 10% increase in grade. And why this is important to us, Johan, is because that all came from new drilling. This is drilling all done by our drill bit. It was about 18,000 meters, just under $2 million of drilling. So we're quite excited about the results. The grade is improving at depth as we had predicted. So True North is a ramp up this year. We're going to be putting it into production this year.
What can we expect? What do you think? What's your plan?
So we're planning about 40,000 ounces, but it is a ramp up. I'd say that, you know, Q1 is going to be light, maybe 4,000 ounces, somewhere around there. But the 40,000 ounces is heavily weighted to Q3 and Q4. Not unlike what we did at Fire Creek when we started. This is a ramp up. It's a new mine for us. We've just done the technical work on the resource. We put together the mine plan. We're getting equipment in place. We've rehabbed the shaft, the track. So we're getting there. We're getting everything queued up to begin the production. So you should see normalized production by Q3 and Q4 as we ramp up for that 40,000 ounces this year.
Fantastic. Where do you see, let's say, when you talk about normalized production, I would call it like commercial production, so that you are on a steady way. Where could you imagine a little bit as an AISC, like a cost guidance? I mean, it's maybe too early, but I mean, you have a plan in mind for sure.
No, it's a fair question. I believe we've guided $750 an ounce, right around that, US, about 1,000 Canadian. So those are numbers that are very realistic that we believe we're going to accomplish. And I'd reiterate that 2017 is a huge growth for the whole company. We are 37% growth over last year, over 200,000 ounces this year. Last year we were targeting 150. So the True North ounces are quite important, and I'm very confident we're going to achieve them at those costs.
So what would be the all-in cost guidance, let's say, for the group of mines of Klondex for this year?
Thanks, Johan. Our all-in costs this year are approximately about $1,100 US an ounce. Now, that was at a budget of $1,150 an ounce. If gold exceeds that, we believe we'll outperform it. And I just want to add that that's really reinvesting into the company. We generate free cash flow at $1,150. It's around $10 million. The all-in costs sink in at about $1,100. But we have about $70 million that we're putting back into the company because we believe
that's a lot of money.
There's a lot of opportunity in growth. It's approximately $62 million for all our operations and another $9 million for Hollister. So it's a big investment and big commitment. We believe there's a lot of value. As we generate free cash flow, and generating free cash flow is really important.
That's key, yeah.
But putting back money into our organization and growing our resource and our reserves is also quite important. Growing that reserve, we've only got a shortened reserve on our operations. It's really important that we increase that mine life so that we can extend the company's life.
Yeah, I would call it, I mean, 1,100 sounds on the first instant you think about, oh, maybe that's a bit high, but you are investing this year really in the future of the company. Let's put it that way, for the next 5, maybe even 10 years.
That's correct.
And then you are benefiting in the following years, right?
That's absolutely accurate. It's really a growth thing. And again, we're still generating free cash flow along the way.
Exactly. Perfect. So let's come Hollister. You just said it. Let's come to Hollister. What's going on there? What are your
Thank
comments?
you for asking, actually. Hollister is quite important to our whole portfolio. We're just going to start drilling from underground in the Gloria. We're going to put out a new resource here in Q2. And that resource is going to only be in the Gloria system. So the Hatter system, which is very, very important to our success, which is to the east of the main zone, we're going to be able to start drilling possibly in June. So we're not going to be able to put any of the results out from that. We've only been able to access the underground so far. So to date, we've done a bunch of rehab in the ramp on the east side. We've got the mine ready to start initial production, and it'll be light production, 35,000 ounces this year. But good grades. The costs that we put out this year, I think, are quite high. We know there's a lot of room for improvement to reduce those costs, and we'll be focusing on that as we put out that new resource and start mining in the Gloria system, waiting to drill on the Hatter.
Perfect. Maybe we should comment also on your share price. I would call it, were a little bit under pressure in the last weeks and months.
Our share price today is trading at a roughly $5.10, $5.12. The average target price for our share price remains well over $7, $7.20. It's a great buying opportunity. And I'd like to add that I personally still own all the stock that I bought in the beginning. My net worth is highly, highly dependent on this share price, well over 70%. If I take out my real estate, I'm very, very invested in Klondex. So it matters to me and my family tremendously. So I see that as a great opportunity for buying right now at this point.
Absolutely. Well, I see it the same way, and it's a super strong commitment, I mean, from the CEO. So you are fully aligned with the shareholders and you are fully behind it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I really like that. So you're working as an entrepreneur.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Super. Well, Paul, then thank you very much. That looks, really, really positive to me. I really like it. And all the best for 2017. And I'm pretty sure you beat your guidance again.
Thank you very much, Johan.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Ladies and gentlemen, there was Paul Huet, the CEO of Klondex, and also he's the founder of the company. Yeah, and you heard it. Well, it really sounds very compelling, the story. Still, a lot of exploration upside. True North is is in the ramp up this year by Q3, Q4 latest. They are fully in the commercial production. 40,000 ounces are planned. And also with all-in costs calculated at $1,100, this is a strong commitment for the future of the company. I like that because a lot of companies missed the boat here in the last 2-3 years. Klondex is not missing the boat. They are investing in the future for the sake and for the goodness of the shareholders. That's what we want to see. We like the company a lot. Check it out. Thanks for watching us. Bye-bye from Zurich.